How's it going, everybody? I am standing out in this beautiful field of alfalfa. This is the new crop that came in this year. It is looking great. Love how it looks. This is the older, you can kind of see the line right here. This is the older field. This is going to get plowed up next year. It's a beautiful crop of alfalfa. I love the color, love the way it looks, but it just doesn't have the height. We had a lack of rain this year and it just didn't have the height on it. So, whereas this one's got a little bit more height, but it just, being an older crop, and due to be, turned over and moldboard plowed, it just doesn't have, you get more grass in there than grassy spots than like over here. This video is about mergers and a little history on our farm when it comes to merging alfalfa or having mergers in general. We're a small dairy farm. We milk 50 cows. We have about another 50 young stock of heifers, and another, 10 to 15 dry cows. So we never got a merger. We always just mowed and then chopped. And I've had videos of mowing haylage in the past, and people had commented and said, why don't you merge it? And my response was simple. We don't have one. We didn't want to use the rake and knock stones into it and anything like that and knock the leaves off the plant. So this year was a different year. We didn't do first cutting. We just did what we normally do. We ran the mower through, mowed it, chopped it, whatever. Second cutting came and it wasn't thick at all because we just didn't have the rain. We weren't getting the regrowth. And I reached out to my brother-in-law who had an H&S HydroSwing merger. For those of you that don't remember, check out some of the old videos. I did have a video up of merging alfalfa. So we had the H&S HydroSwing and I merged them together, and it kind of opened our eyes to merging and it worked out really well. I did end up borrowing it again for third cutting, which was even thinner than second. And now we're talking about getting a fourth cut. So, mergers, now that our eyes have been opened up to it and how it gently handles the crop, and you're making less passes and you're saving fuel while chopping. Not only that, but you're making a row that's worth running the chopper over. Choppers, balers, whatever, they're designed to run. You want to be pushing the material to them to make them work better. It's going to chop better if that product's coming through, or that forage is coming through there, and that's how they're designed to work. They work a lot better when they're running at full capacity. Same thing with balers. If you got a nice big windrow and you're feeding the hay right in, excuse me, it's going to make a better bale. So we're sold on the merger. Actually, it's funny, we came into this year coming in saying, you know what, we have that rotary rake. It's going to make a nice rake. But you know what would be nice is having a double rotary rake. And after first cutting, the double rotary rake went out of the picture, and the topic changed to merger. And I've seen a lot of videos where guys go out into their hay fields and they use the mergers for hay too. And that was another thing we thought is, boy, that's something that we're going to use and just park for most of the time. If we could use it with hay and put some rows together to make a bigger windrow for the baler, I think it's going to be, benefit that we're using it more, and it's going to be, it's anytime you can use it rather than having it sit, it's going to be better. So anyway, like I said, our eyes are open to mergers, but if we go on to some of these dealerships, the mergers that are there are like for the bigger operations. We don't need a big fold up 3-section merger that's going to take 3 of our rows and put them together. What I'm interested in is single row mergers, something that's good for our size operation that we can put on one of our tractors. We don't have a lot of extra tractors, but to throw something on the 4040 or the 4055, merge some rows together like I was doing with that H&S HydroSwing merger. You have to take 3 rows to go down this row, to put it in the middle, to turn around, take that row, put it in the middle, to put 3 rows into one. That worked great. Going down and back, that worked out great for us. We'd like to continue and do that. So the question is, for single row mergers, now you got to remember, being a smaller farm, we're not doing, they're still a use for the merger, but we're not doing 100 acres of alfalfa. At most, we're going to be doing, let's just say 40 acres of alfalfa. So how do you justify the money to spend for a 40 acres, but still having it, putting the rows together to make sure the chopper's running at peak production and still not burning up the fuel, making multiple laps? So comes back to the merger. Single row mergers, who makes the best one? What am I personally looking for? So that's what this video is going to be, kind of. Let's take a look at some single row mergers. What am I looking for? What do I like? What do I not like? So what I'm going to do now is take a little trip to some of the dealerships around here to look at some different mergers, to show you guys what I like and what I don't like. What am I looking for? And you know what? The great thing about YouTube, maybe I could reach out. You guys can tell me about a merger you think would be good for this farm. That would be awesome. Feedback is always great. Let's go look at a couple and let's see what we can find here. So I'm here at Casanova Equipment, and I'm looking at this H&S Twin Flex merger. This is obviously too big for our operation and what we're looking for, but if you remember my brother-in-law's, I showed you the video, he's got this style Hydro Swing merger, which has this belt pickup. This is nice. This is their new Twin Flex 6128. It's got obviously Twin Flex, so it's got two that come down. It's 28 foot. Like I said, a little bigger than what we're looking for, but man, this is a nice merger. So he didn't have one on the lot or on any of their other lots, but he did give me information on a Kuhn. Let me see. Let's see if we can get a good picture of one here. Basically right here is their MM300. If you guys, and I'm sure most of you that watch this channel watch Ryan from How Farms Work, he just demoed one of these Kuhn MM300s, and they look really, really slick. I like, it has the pickup that I like. It has the, where you run the it's got the self-contained hydraulic. Let me just read here. It's got the self-contained hydraulics attaching directly to the tractor's PTO, which is something I like too. One of the things I didn't like about my brother-in-law is it ran right off the SCVs, and first cutting it didn't, but second cutting the oil got really, really hot and it didn't flow right, and then we started losing the pressure. So I didn't really care for that, and I didn't want to run it that way. I don't like running them off that. I want that self-contained unit that you just run with a PTO. I want that style pickup. So the good thing about the Kuhn is it's also pulled by the drawbar. If any of you know our tractors, we take the 3-point hitch off our tractors because we don't have anything that we use. We don't have anything we use. Every now and then when we moldboard plow, we put the 2-point arms on for the moldboard plow, for the Salford moldboard plow on the 4055, but that's about it. And then we take them off because any other time you drive them, they're just clanging and banging around, and there's horror stories where you make a sharp turn and they go into the PTO shaft. So we just take them off to get them out of the way. One less thing we deal with. So it's not the end of the world. If I found one I really liked for the right price, it's not the end of the world having one with the 2-point arm pickup and having the you know, the self-contained PTO driven pump and everything. Ideally, a drawbar pull one would be really nice, and that's something I really like about this Kuhn. So I'm up at another dealership now up in Casanova, New York, and this is what you usually see on the lots. This is basically what the market for mergers are. They're big. They're usually a multi-fold unit that tries to put a lot together at once. There's a couple other ones right here. This is the one like I was using with my brother-in-law's. This is just like the one that he had. Now, this did an all right job. But here's what I didn't like about this unit. This is the H&S Hydro Swing. Here's what I didn't like. We had to run it off the hydraulic SCVs, and that ran the belt. And I didn't like that because it didn't do as bad on the 40/40, but on the 29 when I did third cutting, the oil heated up, and then you kind of, and then things would just kind of shut off. If you get material kind of on each side, kind of, if you get too close to the end of the windrow and you get a lot of stuff into there, a lot of alfalfa into there, it would kind of plug that belt, and you would have to pick it up to kind of get it going again. I personally don't care for this belt pickup. I know if the tines, it looks like you just got two belts. If one of these breaks, you can replace these pretty easily. But over time, this belt is going to stretch, and I wouldn't want to replace that belt. I really wouldn't. It merged good. It did a good job. It just, that's not really what I'm interested in. Something like this. This is a Miller Pro 918, and I've been seeing these around. I actually have a neighbor that has one of these. He said he really likes it. He's actually looking for another one. This one doesn't have, but you see where this is where you can have that 2-foot extension to fold down, and this one doesn't have it. That would be, or maybe it does and they just don't have it on there. I don't know why it'd be off, but that would be ideal. I mean, I believe it's a 9-foot head, and then you'd have the 2-foot extension. That'd be perfect for us. But you have the self-contained unit on here. Like I said, you can get that on that machine. But like I said, I didn't want to go with the belt. I'd rather go with this style of a pickup. Whereas, let's say you bent this one, you could take this off and get the bolt on the backside and replace this. And very rare is the whole shaft gonna go on you. But yeah. So as I was checking this out, one of the salesmen came up, so got to talk to him a little bit about it. Oh, they got a rock in there. I guess it will pick up rocks. Anyway, he did tell me it does have the extension piece on there, which it'd be something we would want. With that 15-foot cut, and it knocks it down to get it back over to the other row. You would need the extension on something for a single row merger like this. But yeah, something like this would be pretty nice. So now we're standing here next to this. I don't know how to say it, if it's just rock or ROC mergers. This obviously is also, it's a 3-piece or whatever. It's, you got your middle section, then you got 2 pieces that fold up. It's the RT1000. This obviously is a lot bigger than what we would need. I know they make smaller ones like the RT630 or the RT730, which are just 2 wings that fold down. I watched a video on the 730, and one of the things I like about them, with the 2 wings that fold down, let's just assume this middle piece isn't here, you can keep each wing spread out, merge everything to the middle, kick the 2 ends out, put them together and use them as one long merger to put them on one side or the other, or put them together and they could, one goes this way, one goes this way. So same kind of pickup that we like. It's got the tines with the back belt. They use the 2-position, like the Oxbow, they use the 2-position pickup with the PTO with a swivel gearbox, which is really, really nice if you're using this style here. Just going around this. It looks really well put together. I like the big tires for flotation. The big thing of grease is nice. Obviously, this has been demoed before. They look like nice mergers. I know somebody that has one of these. I'll have to ask him what he thinks about them, but they look like pretty nice mergers. But yeah, it's a nice looking merger. Like I said, this one's obviously way too big. The 630 or the 730, that would make for a nice size as well. So that's basically the single row mergers that we have around this area. When I was at Casanova Equipment, I was talking to Ben, and he showed me a smaller single row merger. I think it was RCI or something like that, but it was ground driven. I really wasn't interested in anything ground driven. Basically what I'm looking for is, I like those tine pickups. I like the self-contained unit, PTO pump self-contained. The Oxbow was nice. I saw the Oxbow has a 214 or 212, or sorry, 2114 or 2112 single row merger that I saw at the farm show this past winter.
Never seen anything like this. It's bigger than me.
So those are nice mergers. The problem is, we'll start with the Oxbow first. The Oxbow, the 212 runs in around the high 40s, and the 2114 runs around $50,000. And that's a lot of money. It's really, really nice. I like it. It would do a great job. That's just a lot of money to do 40 acres of alfalfa a couple times a year. The Coon, I thought, looked really, really nice. Like I said, Ryan from How Farms Worked, he demoed it, used it in dry hay. I'm sure it would work great. Ben actually did tell me there's a guy I can go take a look at sometime. He's got one. He sold one too. That runs brand new around $30,000. So it's starting to come down. So that's a nice unit. And then you had the other one that I thought looked really nice was that Miller Pro 918, which Miller Pro mergers were made by Oxbow. So the 918 looked nice. They're going to be the cheapest out of those three because they're used. They don't make that anymore. So then I start thinking, okay, what about parts and availability? Or the availability of parts if something happens. I've talked to, there's a couple I looked at Facebook Marketplace, plus that one up in Casanova. And then of course the rock mergers, they looked really, really nice. I didn't get a price on that. I should go talk to Eric or Tim and see what one of them would go for. A 630 would probably be perfect for our size operation. They look really nice. The one thing that kind of makes me it wouldn't make me totally negate buying one of them if the price was right, but one of the things that makes me kind of nervous, it seems like it's got a lot of electrical components. I like how you have those two wings that come down and you can put them both in the middle, or put the two sections together and go all the way to the right, all the way to the left, or keep the two wings together and put one going out to the right, one going out to the left. A lot of different options, a lot of moving parts when you can move those mergers around, the way they unfold and the way they can either stay together or stay apart in the middle. A lot of electrical moving parts there, so that was the one thing that worried me about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, the rock mergers look great, the Oxbow mergers look great, the Coon and that Miller Pro that was made by Oxbow, really, really nice looking mergers. So we got some fourth cutting to hit and put in the silo before the end of the year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe next year we can look at, kind of get through the winter looking at mergers. Maybe we end up getting one in the springtime for the upcoming next year alfalfa and hay season. But anyway, Let me know what you guys think. If there's one I missed or I should check out, let me know below. It should be a single row merger. I don't need a big, huge thing by any means. We're not going to spend 100 grand on one by any means. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Drop me a question or comment below. Don't forget to check out the t-shirt icon for the Mike V 7810 merch. Let me know what you guys think. Interested to see what you guys think. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.